If you've got some patches and you want to sew them to your backpack, you've come to the right video. There are a couple different ways to do this, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to do this today. You are going to need a few supplies to do this today. You're going to need a pair of scissors, some thread, and some hand sewing needles. I'm going to be using an embroidery needle that is sharp today. And a few extra accessories I really like are going to be a thimble and some thread wax. And of course, you need some cool patches. Today I've got a turtle and some pizza. Does that remind you of anything?
Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
Cowabunga, dudes! The first thing we need to do is thread our needle. And today, I kid you not, I'm going to show you the easiest way to thread this needle and make a knot on the end of the thread. The first thing you need to do is cut about 2 feet of thread. This is a great amount to work with. You can always knot off and add another piece of thread to your patch if you run out. So we're going to take the tip of that thread and stick it through the eye of the needle. And then you're going to pull the thread so that way both of the thread tails line up. So now we've got both of our thread tails there. Now what we're going to do is make our thread tails meet the tip of the needle. I want you to lift up your pointer finger at the back of the needle and put the 2 thread tails in there. So now we've got a circle of thread. I want you to take the thread and pull it parallel with the needle. Wrap it around the needle 3-4 times. The more you wrap it, the bigger the knot's going to be. Pull this thread under your pointer finger and thumb, hold onto it, and then take the needle and pull the needle while you're still holding that thread. Don't let go of that thread. And then after you've pulled it, you've got a gorgeous knot. And now you can just cut off those extra threads beyond your knot. Wasn't that so easy, threading that needle and tying the knot? I've just saved you like so many hours of pain. Now it's time to position our patch, pin it down, and start sewing. So you're gonna position your patch wherever you'd like on the backpack or your project, and then we need to pin it in place. So you could use a straight pin, you can use a safety pin, whatever you have laying around, and we're just gonna make sure it doesn't move on us. And I just wanna say that I've got this pocket on the inside of my bag, so I just wanna make sure I'm not going through that. And we're gonna have to keep this pocket out of the way while we're sewing. So you absolutely do not need the thread conditioner, but I get a lot of people ask me, what do I do if my thread's knotting up? So you're going to take your thread, put it on top of the wax, and just pull it right through. And this is gonna prevent your thread from knotting up while you're sewing. Since we have a lot of layers in this backpack, I'm going to be doing a whip stitch to put this patch on, so that way we can just go through the top layer of the backpack and not go through the lining or the foam or the pocket or however your bag is made. So the first thing we're going to do is take the needle, go from the bottom to the top, give it a pull. That's going to put your knot on the back of the patch there. Now what we're going to do is start whip stitching. So what that means is we're going to take a little bit of the backpack here and we are going to go through the patch. And if you're having a hard time pushing your needle through, that is when you want to get a thimble. You want to put it on your middle finger and you're going to use the thimble to push the pin. So now we're just going to keep working this motion. Grab a little bit of the backpack, grab some of the patch, give it a push, and there we go. So there's no up and down motion with this one. This one is just wrapping the edge of the patch and grabbing the backpack at the same time. So when you see that thread bunching up when we're pulling it, the thread wax helps prevent it from knotting up. And if it gets knotted up like that, just pull it back a little bit, straighten it out, and then pull through. When you get to a corner, we're just going to turn. I'm going to turn the whole project so it's easier for me. We're just going to work our way right around the corner or any shapes that you have in your patch. So I like to make my stitches about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch apart, depending on how big the patch is. And keeping them consistent makes them look nice, but that can be really tricky sometimes depending on the shape or the size of your patch. Once you think your patch is secure, you can remove your straight pin. This whip stitch works great because we're catching the edge of the patch and a little bit of the fabric, so we don't have to go through all of the thick fabric. We're just kind of catching the top layer of the fabric, and it still makes this patch nice and secure. We've got so many stitches in it. If you had a thinner fabric, you could definitely do this a different way, but since this is a backpack with a thick fabric, this works great. Now when we get to the end, I want you to do your final stitch, and before you fully pull, I want you to take the needle and go through the loop, and then go ahead and pull it. This is going to create a knot, and I want you to do this 1 to 2 more times. So through the patch in the fabric, before you fully pull, take the needle, go through the loop, and then pull. I'm going to do it 1 more time for good measure so it never falls off. Woo! My needle just broke. Now what you can do is cut the extra thread off right beyond the knot. And now we have a gorgeous patch on our bag. You could totally use a matching thread to the felt around the edge of your patch, or if you have a satin stitch there, something that matches, but I really wanted you to be able to see it, so I used a contrasting green thread on the white edge. And that is how you sew a patch to a backpack. It is that easy. Now you can cover your backpack in so many patches. Maybe you'll even put a Sew Anastasia patch on it. Thanks so much for watching Sew Anastasia today. I hope you had fun learning how to sew a patch onto a backpack. If you have any questions, leave it down below in the comments. And I also have a few other videos on how to sew patches onto different things, so make sure you check out those. If you're looking for how to sew a patch like on a beanie or how to use a sewing machine with sewing on a patch, check those out on the channel. And if you're not already a subscriber to Sew Anastasia, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when all the new videos come out. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching today. And don't forget, I teach sewing classes in my design studio here behind me. You can take those in person with me in Chicago, Illinois, or virtually online. Check those out at sewanastasia.com. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all the social, make sure you check me out there so that way we can stay connected and creative together. Thanks so much for watching today. Bye!